Morning. It's early. Gonna try and pack up so by the time the sun gets up, I'm ready to go. Try and make the most of the time and just head north. Hopefully it's going to be warmer as we head north. The sleeping mat didn't go down. And it's comfortable. It's a lot firmer, but not bad. I packed my tent and my gear as the sun's rays touched the ground. As the lines of swell rolled in, I said goodbye to the birds and made my way back out onto the open road. I came into the town of Northampton. Although everything was still closed, I saw they had an air pump at the service station, so I grabbed the opportunity to check the tyre pressure. I noticed there was a pink tinge to the clouds. I gather it was a reflection of the next place I wanted to check out. Another pink lake. With the cloud cover, it's not so pink. It just needs a bit more light to hit the surface, unless you look from above. So like most things when filming or taking photos, gotta have the light at the right angle. Next up, I'm not sure. There is a national park further up. I'll see if there's a spot to leave my bike and my gear on it. Some national parks you've got to walk so far in. It's a little risky, but we'll see. So we're at the Kalbarri Cliffs, and this is called Grand Stand. And I was wondering, why would you call it Grand Stand? Now it makes sense. Just all those tears. It's like the end of the world. Well, I guess next stop's Africa. And this place is called Shell House. I gather there's a lot of shells down there. I'll take their word for it. It's probably a little hard to get down there. Pulled into the IGA to fill up and get some supplies. Not far down the road was the main entry to Kalbarri National Park. The main geographical feature of the national park, the Murchison River Gorge, which runs nearly 80 kilometres on the lower reaches of the Murchison River. It is stunning. You can see the red and white layers of sandstone along the cliff's walls. There are 2 skywalk platforms that push you out into the gorge. There is also Nature's Window, a rock arch, but it was a bit hectic, so I left that one for another time. Just made my way out the national park. It's stunning. It's a stunning gorge. There were a few people. It was quite touristy. I gather it's my fault. I've come here in the middle of the day and I'm pretty sure it's school holidays, so there are going to be a lot of people. It's that balance, that touristy thing where it'd be great just to see it in its natural form, as in, well, it's in its natural form, but that surroundings, but it gives access to people who, may be disabled or just struggle to get there, so older or kids, just a bit safer too. So it's that balance. So I've been looking at just hitting some spots I haven't seen before. The Pinnacles was one of them. Another one was Kalbarri National Park, but the camping there, I could only find one night. And again, it's probably the wrong time of year, winter in the deserty area and apparently school holidays. So now I've got a time limit to get there, which I'm not a fan of, but I've got to do a couple of days of big mileage to make it in time. Oh well, there's a price you have to pay. Really, I should have done this trip a couple of months earlier. Then I probably would have missed the winter weather and the rain, and it not been as busy. Oh well. You'd have to plan for that, wouldn't you? And that wouldn't be fun. Alright, some big mileage to come. I keep seeing these bottle brushes on the side of the road, so I thought I'd pull over. They're called bottle brushes for obvious reason. They've probably got a real name, but that's all I've known since I was a kid. I made the turn to the north again, which meant I had a tailwind. It was endless straight roads for the next few hours. Just stopped at the, I think it's Billabong Roadhouse to grab some petrol and get something to eat. It's getting a bit hungry. Got a burger and it was actually really good. Maybe I'm just really hungry. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving up north as far as I can sort of get. Just keep moving to try and get to this campsite eventually. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time. I'd like to hit the coast again, but we'll see. Oh yeah, my butt's getting sore. You didn't need to know that. Long day on the bike. The next few days will probably be the same. Ah well, all the joys of riding. I spent the next couple of hours riding the 245 kilometres to Carnarvon. The only real thing out here was the empty vastness. I pulled over to find somewhere to stay before it reached 5 p.m. after the Geraldton issues. I found a spot, quickly set up the tent, then headed to the foreshore to get the last rays of sunlight. Just caught the last rays of the sun. It's been a big day. So being tired and hungry, the first thing I did was first option, saw a caravan park, bang, done. Got the campground, it's a little noisy, but it will do, I will sleep. If it was full, I was just going to have to get back out on the road and find something, but it wasn't, so we're all good. And there are a few caravan parks here. So yeah, gonna have something to eat, drink, liquid, water, and get ready to hit the coast tomorrow. Well, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I left the foreshore and headed back to my tent. Up and away early. First thing was to top up the fuel tanks, then continued making my way north up the west coast. The only issue to deal with this morning was the low-lying winter sun, which was making it a little hard to see. Just pulled over for a short break. Not in rush today, so taking it easy. Probably get to there about 11:30, 12, and I'm going to be heading to Coral Bay. Firstly there because there's a refueling station. Tomorrow I'm off the main highway, so on the main highway every 200 k's at you can get fuel. A couple of places a bit longer, but basically that. But because I'm going to be going inland, it looks like there's only one spot, and that might be about 500-600 k's. So I want to be filled up all the jerry cans and the main fuel tanks. So I've got about another hour or so till I get to the Coral Bay fuel station and then find a camp spot. One of the surprising things is I'm now having to roll off the accelerator, coming across from east to west, across the Nullarbor, massive headwind, so it was just giving it. Now I'm just finding myself, don't want to break the speed limits, I'm just rolling back off, and it's a lot easier on the bike too. Turn off to Coral Bay. I haven't come across many vehicles, but I do notice the campers and caravanners do like to travel in packs. Now that's a very large wedge-tailed eagle. I started to see more termite mounds. It is insane how such a small creature can build such a large structure. I had reached the town of Coral Bay. I went to the refueling station. There is no service station out here, just a slab of concrete with a few fuel pumps and a pay station. Coral Bay is gorgeous, but it is, well, let's say it's very popular. I'd suggest a bit too popular. I grabbed some supplies from the small store, as there was nothing where I was heading next. I rode a few kilometres back along the main road into Coral Bay. Then I took a left turn onto a four-wheel drive track. I was hoping this would get me to the beach a bit further up the coast. The track was quite sandy and a lot of large corrugations on it, so I just puddled along, picking my way through both the sandy sections and the rocky sections. I do love the feeling of not knowing exactly where I am or where I'm going. I mean, I had a general idea. I was close to the coast and somewhere in between Coral Bay and Ningaloo Reef, and that was good enough for me. Found a campsite and it is warm. It's warmed up. No long pants anymore. No thermal jackets. Time to set up. Well, it's not a bad little bay. It is hot enough to get into the Indian Ocean. How crystal clear is the water? You know how I said it warmed up? Nobody told the water that. My legs were going numb. Oh. So back from the swim, still feeling the chill, which is good. This is the first time in a while that I've actually just been able to hang out at the campsite. I haven't been exploring or riding or whatever I've been up to. And this is basically the setup. Computer's there, gear down one side, and my new air mattress is down the other. And if I let a little bit of air out, it's actually a lot more comfortable than the hardness. And you still, even though it's quite thin, well, compared to the other one, I'm not touching the ground, so that's good. And it's working. It doesn't have a built-in pillow, which I didn't calculate for. So I've been using my puffer jacket as a pillow. As it's getting warmer, I don't need to sleep with a puffer jacket on. I don't need to sleep with everything on it. It's been great. I think when I left Perth, I stopped wearing thermal legs, and now today, no top. And my jacket, which has got the breathable bit, taken out the aligner, and now I'm able to use that. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy going further north. So now I get on the computer and probably do some editing of some photos. Wait for the sunset, see if that's any good over here in the west. Of course it is. This is where the desert meets the sea. The reason the western coastline is so dry is a result of a unique combination of factors. Cold ocean currents off the coast means there is little evaporation to form rain clouds, while the Great Dividing Range that runs down Australia's east coast prevents rain from penetrating far inland. And you'll also notice this happening along the western coast of Africa and the western coast of the Americas. I found myself a decent spot to watch the sun go down. Not a soul around. It's one thing about Western Australia, there's so much coastline, it's easy to find a beach to yourself. Found a hill to look at from, on top of the sand dune. Always remember when watching a sunset to turn around, because you might get a little bit of light there too. And if you wait another 10 minutes after sunset, you get that afterglow, the very, very last bit of light. That sun keeps on giving. It's basically pitch black out here. Okay, no more photos. I'll put the camera away, I promise.